What's up, guys? This is Wes with Sincity Tactical, and thank you for joining into the Sincity Tactical Show. With me, as always, Griff and Rob. What's up, guys? How's it going? Good. Appreciate you being back. All right, we're going to move right into the patriotic message. Do not go, do not go. Playing an intro. Go. All right, moving into Pro 2A news. Pro 2A news now. Two national gun rights organizations are mobilizing to fight back against the threats from the Joe Biden administration and Capitol Hill Democrats to impose extremist gun control measures in the wake of two tragic shootings that would not have been prevented by any of the restrictions now being proposed. The Second Amendment Foundation and its sister organization, the Grassroots Citizens Committee for the Right to Keep and Bear Arms, announced today they are amping up their respective national TV campaigns next week on more than 20 national networks. The 60 seconds message will appear on Fox News, One America News Network, Dish TV, Inspiration Channel, Fox Business, CNN, MSNBC, CNBC, The Weather Channel, Headline News, Bloomberg, BBC America, Destination America, Investigation Discovery, American Heroes Channel, SYFY or Sci Fi, TLC, True TV, Direct TV, Sportsman's Channel, and the Outdoor Channel. SAF is resuming its highly successful 2A First Offenders campaign after a brief hiatus, while CCRKBA is adding a fifth week to its popular Save2A.us advertising effort. Between the two organizations, their messages will be aired a record 87 times next week, said SAF founder Alan Gottlieb, who serves as the group's executive vice president and also chairs the CCRKBA. The nation has witnessed two awful incidents over the past 10 days, and now the nation's law abiding gun owners are being threatened with new restrictions by Biden and his anti gun Democrat allies in Congress for crimes they didn't commit. Both murderers passed background checks, which proves gun control is not the answer. Both suspects are facing multiple murder charges, he added, and they will be held responsible for those crimes if they are convicted. But American gun owners are tired of being penalized for things they didn't do, and our TV campaigns are mobilizing them to fight back. We are not going to stand by while Biden and his gun grabbing cronies dismantle the Second Amendment. They're pushing, and we're pushing back. These national TV campaign efforts will reach between 17 million and 20 million Americans, some multiple times, Gottlieb estimated. Gun owners can find out about efforts via text messaging, Gottlieb said. To learn more about the CCRKBA's efforts, text SAVE2A to 474747 or go to save2a.org. For more details on the 2A First Defenders Project, text Protect 2A to 474747. All right. So, give me 1 second here. Perfect. Now, with the Pro 2A and the incidents that have happened recently, there's been a situation in the country where mass shootings have happened. Colorado, obviously, 10 people, and other shootings that have recently happened. It's sad that it's going this way, but now they're trying to push, obviously, more laws, which are going to hinder a lot of things that are happening in the country right now. And with that being said, there is a situation where background checks are not cutting it. It's not helping. The two people that have committed those crimes in the past 10 days were both murderers prior to anything, and they passed background checks. So gun control is not the issue. It is criminals getting their hands on guns that shouldn't have them. And taking a situation where law-abiding citizens are now having to fight for their rights to continue to own their guns when we're not the problem is going to, I believe, create a big outroar. What do you guys think?
I agree. I mean, taking guns away from law-abiding citizens is not going to help anything. Criminals are always going to be criminals. They're going to find their way to get gun. If they want to do something horrific like that, they're going to find a way to do it. The only thing stopping them is the good guy with the gun. You take those away, there's no stopping them at all.
Absolutely.
What about
Right.
you, Griff?
They're called criminals for a reason. It's criminals don't follow laws. That's what make them criminals to begin with. So if they're already not following law, what sense does it make to make more laws that they're just going to ignore, just hampering everyone else?
I agree. And G3 Survival just commented in 48 shot in Chicago last weekend. I worked gun shows for 6 years during Obama. 7,000 felons tried to buy guns. The government only prosecuted 7.
Yep.
So that's pretty scary. But we are going to roll into the next topic here. They don't enforce the existing laws, is what G3 Survival said. We're going to move right into the tactical gear review section. And all right. So on my tactical gear item, I went with the BDT Bulldog rifle bag. It is a 2 rifle bag. It has a divider on the inside, some zip ups, and some extra compartments. There are compartments that hold magazines. There's a big clear pocket on the inside that will also allow you to store pistols or boxes of ammo inside of it. I believe they go for about $69.99 or $59.99, one of the two, maybe a little bit more than that. It's a really good bag to have. I've put multiple guns in it. I mean, obviously, it's got 2 slots, but I've personally put 4 different rifles in that bag at the same time and still had plenty of room to put pistols in the front zipper pouch that you saw there, and then the 3 external pouches that you saw. I stick like AR mags and stuff like that in there. So, pretty handy bag. I enjoy it. Definitely something that you want to check out. We are going to move into Griff.
All right, for this week, I'm talking about the Mantis X10 training system for any outdoor sports, really. They retail for $250. And in this little computer, it has recoil analysis, a draw analysis, works on pistols, rifles, shotguns, and even your bow and arrow. Works with live fire, dry fire, airsoft, and even the simulated firearm systems. In the kit, you get the little computer. You also get a clamp mount for shotguns, along with protective wedges and a charging cable. Hooks up to your phone through Bluetooth, so you can get around to training with the built-in drills and tighten up your groups.
All right, we are going to move into Rob.
Cool. All right, so mine is, well, go ahead and roll it. So mine is, it's a mount for rifles. They also make it for handguns by Spartan Mounts. The one we're looking at is for a AR-15. They're about $22. It's just a small piece, fits in the magazine well. You can mount it on your wall. A good place to display your gun. Good place to put it somewhere where it's easy to get to. There are other companies that make locking models, but it's a pretty cool idea. Makes it really easy to access the guns.
Perfect. So, with all the devices and bags and things that we looked at, me personally, I like the Spartan mount. It's something I want to incorporate into like a truck mount underneath the seat or something like that to keep it better concealed. So if a guest goes to get in the car through the back seat, can I have a lifted truck so you can kind of see underneath the seat naturally? If it's just laying on the floorboard, you'll see it. So if it's mounted up high, snug against the bottom of the seat, more than likely nobody's going to see it, and everybody gets in the vehicle, feels safe, and we don't have any issues.
Wasting any ammunition.
Thank you. I'd like to think that what we all brought to the table today, they all play together. I brought the training system to help save ammo. Rob, you brought the mount that can allow you to stage your defensive firearms wherever you see fit. When you're ready to go out and actually spend the money to do some live training, Wes has you hooked up with a bag. It's great.
Very good.
Absolutely. So, I do like the, how do I word this correctly? I like the Spartan mount, like you said, mount it in the right spot, anywhere. You could do it closet, room, house, car, anywhere. And then, of course, like I said, the bag comes in handy very well as well. But that is it for the tactical gear items. We are going to move into the next topic, and that is going to be the Red Button News, which will have a short clip with that as well.
A federal judge denied a request to release the alleged Florida leader of the paramilitary group Oath Keepers pending trial, claiming that Kelly Meggs traveled to Washington along with his wife and 8 other accused co-conspirators prepared to do violence when rioters stormed the Capitol. U.S. District Judge Emmett Meters said Friday that there was ample evidence to support that Megg planned, led, financed and recruited others to join the January 6th show of force, culminating in the deadly breach. Mr. Meggs is in a different class, Mater said, indicating that the Oath Keeper leader posed a danger to the public if released. Earlier in the day, Mater ordered that Meg's wife be released to home confinement, concluding that the evidence against her did not appear as damning as the conduct of her husband and other members of the group. Prosecutors had claimed that both Connie and Kelly Meggs had participated in weapons training in Florida about 4 months before the attack, asserting that it was not a mere gun safety class, but instruction on how to go on the offensive. But Mater was not convinced that Connie Meggs had been as deeply involved as her husband in coordinating the group's actions. She's not a recruiter. She's not a leader as her husband appears to be, the judge said. Prosecutors have claimed that Kelly Meggs played a key role in organizing the group's breach of the Capitol and allegedly coordinated with 2 other extremist organizations prior to the January 6th attack. The government has alleged in court documents this week that Meggs discussed plans for the assault in Facebook messages with the Proud Boys and 3%ers. Members of all 3 groups have been charged in the assault on the Capitol. And the court documents represented the first time prosecutors had presented evidence of wider coordination among extremist groups. Late Thursday, prosecutors also alleged that Kelly Meggs was part of a 97-second phone call with Oath Keepers founder Stuart Rhodes, who has not been charged and is identified in court documents as Person 1. At the time of the call, Meggs and other members of the group, moving in a military stack formation, were attempting to force their way through the double doors on the east side of the Capitol. In his decision, Nita also indicated that he was troubled by prosecutors' claims that Kelly Meggs had disposed of potential evidence in the case, including a camo helmet and Oath Keeper's t-shirt that the suspect is pictured wearing during the riot. The judge also cited Kelly Meggs' comments posted in a chat room in which he claimed, "We are now the enemy of the state, we are not quitting, we are reloading." Rather than humbled by the January 6th events, Mater said Kelly Meggs was inspired. "I don't think any conditions of release are warranted," the judge said.
All right. So, I think we got the technical issues fixed. I apologize for that. There should be Griff audio. Griff, give me a check.
Hey, y'all, can you hear me?
All right. I can hear you. Rob?
Can you hear me?
Yep. We're firing on all cylinders now. Once again, apologize for that. So, the Red Button News topic was talking about the Capitol and storming it and all that fun stuff, saying that, Proud Boys and 3%ers and all these extreme gun groups are storming the Capitol and we're going to take over and, do all that fun stuff. This is so played out. You know what I mean? The Capitol situation. As far as I know, the situation was peaceful. It was a protest at first. Things got out of hand, and I don't believe that, for a lack of a better term, that Trump supporters or Pro-2A supporters had too much to do with it. G3 Survival commented in, Antifa attacked the building. MAGA, Marge, and Trump supporters were let in by Capitol Police. So,
Yeah, there's videos of that. I've seen plenty of videos of cops opening up barriers to let people in.
yeah, and it says...
And you got to think, there was over 1 million people that showed up to that. And how many actually went into the Capitol?
Right.
What, under 100?
Yeah.
There's no way.
BitChute, BITCHUTE, has the live videos of police officers allowing people into the Capitol. Go ahead and check that out. Once again, it's another political play, in my opinion, where they're trying to force a situation to just move their gun control agendas ahead. Griff?
Honestly, I don't want to speak on the matter because I'm so tired of speaking it. I feel like my voice will give out before I'm ever truly done.
I agree.
I could agree with that.
On another note, as you can tell, no longer Coca-Cola directly. I will not buy that shit. Excuse my language.
Hey.
Somebody hit a censor button. Where is that censor button? There it is. Okay. So I won't buy that anymore, obviously, after what they said, and I've stuck true to that. I do not buy it. I refuse to buy it. I will buy some nasty knockoff stuff. Big K, I'm sorry, your cola sucks, but I won't buy Coca-Cola products anymore.
Hey, Pepsi's
So-
pretty good.
Pepsi's too sweet for me, man. Too sweet.
See, for me, I prefer iced tea, so I switched over to Pure Leaf instead of Coke's brand.
There you go.
There you go. Definitely better. All right, we're going to move into our shout outs and sponsors. So, first, I'd like to thank Wendy from Sight Shooter. You can check her out at sightshooter.com. And she's a personal firearms trainer here in Las Vegas. She is still running classes at the moment. Sorry. G3. I don't, I drink liberal tears. Yeah, me too. I'm with that. Look, G3, I'm not trying to get cut from this YouTube here. So, I agree with you. Can't talk too much more on it. YouTube, they're out here flagging people. Okay. So, Wendy from Sight Shooter, check her out. Second shout out, Tac Pack. You can use our code SC Tactical to get a free mystery grab bag. It's a mix of smaller items from the previous Tac Packs. Costs about $55 after shipping and handling. And you get a pretty good amount of gear every single month and some pretty cool stuff. You'll get a lot of knives. You'll get some AR-15 related stuff. Gun cleaning stuff. Well, you can kind of see behind me this mat here is a gunsmithing mat. Has a description of all the parts and stuff. That came in my most recent Tac Pack along with Cleansall Cleaner. As you can see there, Griff has his War Machine Pelican style case, which is TSA approved. So if you go to take it onto an airplane or something along the lines of that, it will go through. And then the Vulcan Quick Draw automobile gun mount. You can also rack your gun with this device. I'm holding it hostage until Rob decides to come down to me because he lives way too far for me to go to him. So he's going to have to come to
Same
me
distance.
to get it. Look, he makes more money than I do. We're not going to get into that. But this is his. It's pretty cool. I personally have two of these in my vehicles. If you checked out the last show, you would have heard me talk about the ones that I have in my personal vehicle. But those are my shout outs for the week. Thank you guys for hanging out for the shout outs. Griff?
All right, as usual, I just have one, and that is G3 at g3survival.com. The finest leather firearm accessories on the market, made here in the state capital of Minnesota, St. Paul. He hand tools everything from all American leather, constantly coming out with new designs, of which I produce the tooling myself. And we have partnered with him as well. So not only can you go to g3survival.com to look at his products, you can also go to our websites, and he has his own storefront on our sites as well. Rob, what do you got for us this week?
As far as shout outs, there's the. I'm not too sure actually. I mean, you can always come check out 702 HVAC Guy if you like to watch some Warzone and some video game play, and One Shot 417. That's about it.
He's humble. He's humble. He's got more than that. He just want to get into it. So, 702 HVAC Guy, kind of okay. If you're into mediocre gameplay, check that out.
Wow.
One Shot 417 Pro Level Elite Ninja status, check that out.
Wow.
Straight Fortnite, killing them all, building the walls, whatever you do on Fortnite, check that stuff out. I'm not a Fortnite player. I can't get into it. I can't build a wall and shoot people at the same time. That doesn't work for me. But some Warzone, I do get down on some Warzone. We also have the GTA 5 for Sincity Tactical. And then we're going to be running some Warzone here soon for Sincity Tactical as well. That will be streamed on the YouTube as well as Twitch and some other places. So stay tuned for that stuff. But we are going to move right into our EDC how and why.
All right. Before we get started, I wanted to say thank you, RX David, for showing up. Always great to have you here. And for this week, we will be thinking outside the bag. Please play the clip, Wes. All right. So for this week, we are going to be discussing alternative means of transportation of your firearms. Here on my lap, I have what appears to be a jumper cable case, but this is made by a firearm company. I can't recall who, but it has Velcro panels on the inside. So as y'all can see, I have mine staged up for 2 spare magazines and a handgun. But even still, something like this can be awfully expensive. In which case, I went over to my local sporting goods store and just bought a tennis racket case. Now, something like this is a 6 racket case. I can fit my whole AR in just one side of this. Now, that case cost me about $50, and I've seen comparable cases made by Blackhawk and Hazard 4 that fetch $120 just because they're tactical of some sort. My philosophy when it comes to something like this, it's to make sure I have the brand names on the outside, whether it be Wilson or, gosh, I can't think of any other tennis racket companies. But something that I could easily pass off as only being, well, rackets. And I like to, pardon me, my brain kind of stopped. I like to ask the other hosts their thoughts and their ideas. First, we'll go with Wes. What do you think
All
of
right.
this?
So I love concealment. Concealment is a big thing. Like we kind of stated with the gun magnet, that is not concealment whatsoever. That's literally quick draw, bang and go, right? But then we also talked about the Spartan mount and integrating it into the back seat of a car to where it's hidden up and out of sight, still easily readily available. But when we go into a situation where you want to be more discreet than that, like Griff said, you can use jumper cable bag, you can use tennis rackets. Me personally, as you can see over my shoulder here, my 12 gauge shotgun. Now that is a magazine fed shotgun. It is the 590M Mossberg 10 round mag shotgun. But I can still run single shot right through it if I need to, keep the magazine separate. How I like to carry that shotgun sometimes, depending on where I'm going, what I'm doing, is a big captain sized camping chair bag. It slides right down into the bag along with the chair. So it still fits in there. Chair is still in it. It's functionable. That's not a word. Functional. You can still sling it over your shoulder, carry it just like a camping chair. That's a good idea for like camping, where you're going to maybe not way out into the mountains by yourself. Say you're going to just like a recreational campsite where there's other people all the way around. That allows me to maneuver with firearms safely and discreetly, to where I'm not alerting other people that I'm carrying multiple guns with me. But I do like the jumper cable bag idea, and I think Rob has a good one too. Rob?
So I was thinking like first aid kits for pistols. But another good one would be like a golf bag, Because I know on almost every golf bag there is a large side pocket um, on the side that is well long enough to hold like your shotgun or a AR, anything like that. Um, so I mean, those are other good options too.
Right. And I was inspired to really think about my firearm concealment last year when all the riots started happening in the next town over from us. And the places I go, it's less than legal for me to even be in possession of a firearm. So I thought about ways to hide them. And I settled on the tennis racket case myself because I'd much rather have my AR than just a handgun. But much like our parents that came before us carrying a baseball bat in their vehicle, they also carried a glove. I carry a couple tubes of tennis balls with it. And thankfully, I used to play tennis myself, so I can talk the talk and deflect the questions.
Which I think is smart. So, I mean, we had that kind of conversation before the show. Obviously, this was pre-show during the week, where I had mentioned to you, I was like, the tennis racket bag is a good idea, but what threw me off about it is I personally didn't see you as being a tennis player, but I also don't live in the same state as you. My interactions with you are on camera, right? So I don't get to see your day to day life. But I think that's one of the big things too, is to not carry concealment in something that doesn't fit you. You want people who know you to be able to see, oh, he's carrying a baseball bag, like the bags that hold your helmet and your bat and
Or
stuff
a
like
hockey
that.
bag.
A hockey bag, duffel bag, a regular looking bag. But a point that you brought up that I think is very important is having those labels on there. Under Armour, Oakley,
Nike,
Nike, yeah, Nubuck, whatever you want to say.
Reebok. Yeah.
Yeah, Reebok, Nubuck, New Balance, whatever it's called. Uh, I think Nubuck is like shoes or a material or something. Whatever. You get the point that I'm making. Having something that is going to fit who you are, that doesn't stand out. Now, me personally, I don't play tennis. First of all, very short, overweight. If I'm walking around with a tennis racket bag, you're gonna be like, no, something don't fit there. Unless I'm playing. Look, my height. Okay, I'm like a center in midget basketball. Let's put it that way. So when it comes to like table tennis, I can get away with that one. Not regular tennis, but I think that's very important to have those logos and stuff like that when it comes to concealment.
Well, you could do tool bags too.
That too.
Have a good tool bag.
Right. And oh, G3 just chimed in with a violin case. Going classic. Apparently we all like to carry around Thompsons. But but I do believe this is a topic we can definitely expound on until the cows come home. So how's about we wrap it up and we'll pick it up another week.
We will definitely expound on this later.
Yes, expound.
I caught that. Just saying. I am going to say one last thing. In-house concealment in an open environment where guests could be. Free floating shelf, that drop down base. Hold your pistols on the inside with a like magnet key lock on it. So any objects you have sitting on it look natural, but you're also concealing a firearm. I do have one of those in my house as well. So check that kind of stuff out. And all right, well, we were normally going to be doing the CLS training. You can see the scores there. We're all tied. Unfortunately, I know RX David said that he just arrived not too long ago. We will not be doing the CLS today. As you can see, we're a little short on members right now. So we do not have the CLS running, unfortunately. We do appreciate you stopping in and hanging out with us. And we do apologize once again for the technical delays at the beginning of the show. We did seem to get it corrected here towards the end, so I'm happy about that. But that is going to wrap up today's show. We want to thank you guys for joining us, and we promise the next one's going to be better. We will have the bugs worked out by then. I personally blame Rob, and we're going to call it a night. Y'all have a good night. Later.